Hey there folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the DC Universe Classics Lex Luthor action figure by Mattel. This figure is part of a 5-pack called Gotham City 5 and includes the characters of Superman, Batman, Lex Luthor, Two-Face, and Catwoman. This video will focus just on the Lex Luthor figure, while separate videos will focus on the other characters. This set was first released in 2009. I do remember seeing this set in the summer of 2009 at a Walmart, but at that time I was not into the action figure hobby, and I did not purchase this set. But I did purchase this set in early 2010, I believe it was in January, when I saw this set on clearance, and I was back into the hobby, so I picked it up at Walmart on clearance, and only paid $27.50 for this set. Now, taking a look at Lex Luthor in the packaging here, you can see a very classic Lex Luthor there. Very nice rendition of the character, very much like the Super Friends, version of the character. Very nice on there. And switching over to the back of the package here, you can see all of the 5 figures from the Gotham City 5. And we're going to go ahead and focus here on Lex Luthor. You got a nice picture of the figure there. And a nice biography of Lex Luthor. Now we'll be right back and have Lex Luthor out of the package. Okay, we have Mr. Luthor removed from the packaging, and this particular version of Lex Luthor is a more classic version of the character, at least compared to the armored Lex Luthor that's from the same line. And I enjoy this particular version of Lex Luthor a little bit more than the armored version, and it does evoke a lot of the imagery of the older styled Lex Luthor, especially the one that was a member of the Legion of Doom from the Super Friends animated series. Now, I do have a few tiny issues with this particular figure, but it's not enough to ruin my view overall of the criminal mastermind. Now, this version of the figure does not come included with any accessories from the 5-pack, but I've given him one anyways, and we'll go into that a little bit. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at Lex Luthor here, Criminal Mastermind, and it's a nice rendition of that classic Lex Luthor, the one clad in the purple and green, and it's very, very cool. Especially in the little details that are added. It's a basic figure with little sculpts here and there to make it a unique figure. It's pretty cool. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the details of Lex Luthor, starting with the head sculpt. You have the bald criminal mastermind here, and it's actually sculpted very well. I like how they have the really a lot of detail on the eyebrows, on both the sculpt and the paint. It's actually very well done. And you have the green painted eyes, which are typical of Lex Luthor. Now, one issue I do have with the particular head sculpt of this figure, it seems to be not uniform in the sculpt and the roundness, especially at the top. You can see it's a little higher at on Luthor's left side here than it is on his right side. And I'm not sure if this is a common thing with Mattel figures, especially bald figures with no sculpted hair, because there seemed to be the same issue that was with the Black Lightning figure from Wave 5, where it has that really just not uniform sculptor there. And I don't know if they used the same mold, basic mold, and just resculpted the Black Lightning with the goggles and stuff. But it has that oblong shape to the head. on there. So like I said, I don't know if that's a Mattel thing or if they did that on purpose or not. But overall, it's still a pretty good head sculpt, and it does capture the image of Lex Luthor across, and not just looks like a generic figurehead there. Pretty cool, nice sculpt, and also even with the furrowed forehead there, you can see the wrinkles and lines on there. So pretty cool and nicely done, if not for a little misshapen. I don't know if that's like I said, intended or not. Looking at the rest of the figure, you could see Lex Luthor here clad in his purple shirt here with the collar there. Pretty cool, and the collar is a separate piece glued on, and it's made of a very hard plastic. It does not give easily. You really have to bend at it just to even move it a little bit. So, which is unfortunate because especially when you pose the head from side to side there, his chin tends to rub into the collar and gives very little, so you really have some limits on the posability of the head there, which is unfortunate, but still nicely sculpted. You can see some of the details, especially on the edges and the seams of the collar there. They have some nice sculpting there, so that's kind of cool. Over here on the chest, you have the sling or bandolier in the X pattern there going across his chest, and you can see going around on the back, and it's actually pretty cool. You get these canisters that are sculpted in actually throughout the body, but here you can see them, they're part of the sculpt on these sling on here, or harness I should say, and it's actually nicely detailed. You can see the sculpt of the canisters there. Pretty nice. They're painted green, and the harness itself is also nicely sculpted. You can see lots of great detail from the texture to the stitching along the edges there. It's actually quite nice, and even some sculpted detail on the fasteners on the back of his harness there, and that's sculpted in, so it's non-removable there. So, which I don't mind. I don't ever plan to remove it anyway. So I think that's a part of his overall appearance. Without having that harness there, it doesn't look quite right. And yeah, you notice I did give him a piece of kryptonite that came with the armored version of Lex Luthor, the armored 2-pack, either through the Supergirl or the one with the Skeletor, and they both come included with the different colored kryptonites, and I've given him the green one here, and he has it hidden behind his back there, and in case any particular superpowered Kryptonian gets in his way. On there. Looking at more details of Lex here, you can see he wears a pair of gloves, which are sculpted, which is quite nice. It's not simply painted on there, so that's pretty cool. And over here we have, not sure, a typical belt. Usually DC Universe Classics belts are rather plain, but this one is got a little bit of paint detail here, which is nice. You got some green painted on this black belt on here, and also it's not totally a part of the sculpt of the lower torso. It's actually a separate piece there, so that's kind of interesting. Moving down here, we have the leggings. Again, they got canisters here. I believe these are glued in on there, so it looks like they sculpted some I guess peg holes into the sides of the leg, upper leg and lower leg here, and inserted these canisters and glued them onto the leg, which is pretty interesting there, and it does really add to that classic imagery of Lex there. And you got the boots here, which are also sculpted. You can see they're a little bit raised at the top edges of the boot, not just simply painted on there. So it's got that a simple sculpt with these little bits added on here to make a very unique rendition of the character here. And you got the canisters, the harness, and along the torso and legs there. So very cool. Does have that classic Lex Luthor look to him. Now going over articulation of this figure, the head does not go all the way around unless you really work at it, and I'm not even going to try. But it does go side to side up to at least the limits of his collar, as far as I'm willing to articulate the head. And the head also does go up and down slightly, as well as tilt side to side. And the arms do go all the way around at the shoulder, as well as out that high and in. And the arms also go all the way around at the upper bicep area. And the arms bend at the elbows about that much, out and in. And the hands go all the way around at the wrist. And this particular hand is sculpted into a fist, while this one is sculpted into a gripping pose. And of course he's gripping that kryptonite there. The torso can bend downwards, up, and back, despite having the harness there. The harness does not limit that articulation, so that's kind of nice. The torso can go all the way around above the waist there. And the legs can go upwards, down, and slightly back, as well as out to the side. Now this particular leg here is a little bit loose, but nothing too much to worry about. You can see it still retains the pose, but when you get it in that straight neutral position, you can see it wobble a little bit there. But like I said, not too much to worry about there. The legs do go all the way around on a swivel cut at the thigh, and the legs do bend at the knees. And the feet can go down and up, as well as a slight side-to-side movement at the ankle there, very slight. Overall, a great version of Lex Luthor, one I actually kind of prefer over the armored version. This does bring back imagery of the Legion of Doom member of Lex Luthor, which I quite enjoy. A great figure to have if you can find the 5-pack. Nowadays, you'd really have to go through third-party, eBay. You really have to search for it because he's no longer available at retail. And I believe this is the only release of this version of the character from the 5-pack. This is my casual peek into the Gotham City 5-pack version of Lex Luthor. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.